Unity here, talking about 80. Anyone except the incumbent. What does that mean? It's right here. It's right here. Anyone except the incumbent. I got so excited, I rocked my mic. But anyway, for decades, we have had Washington, D.C. running amok. They have given us wars that we did not want. They have given us a $34 trillion deficit. They have given us a border that we cannot defend, an immigration policy that is just ridiculous. We have so many mixed families with citizens and non-citizen parents and people who've been here for decades and working and paying taxes, and people who just came across the border last week, and some of them mean to do us harm. And Congress seems to think it's okay. A $34 trillion deficit, and Congress seems to think it's okay. I'll guarantee you this. The next budget, it'll go to 35 trillion, and they'll think that's okay. And then they'll go to 36 trillion, and they'll think that's okay. Until one day, all of the taxes that you and I pay, all the fees, which are really taxes in disguise, won't even cover the interest on the debt. And then we're in big trouble. Well, whose fault is it? It's yours. You, we the people, you people, we the people, we keep re-electing the same clowns. But not anymore, because now we have unity. 80. Unity. And 80. Anyone except the incumbent. Term limits. Term limits for all. We are going to impose term limits because we have wanted them for decades. Polls of voters have indicated that they have wanted term limits to the degree of 73 to 75% for decades. What does that mean? It means we want term limits. Well, we don't have them. It's our government. We the people. It's our government. How come we don't have term limits? Because the people who have to pass the term limit laws are never going to do it because they're having too much fun destroying our country. And they're not trying to destroy it on purpose, but they're just so power hungry and so power mad, and they don't want to lose a vote because solutions cause votes to be lost. Votes being lost cause elections to be lost. Elections being lost means we lose power, and they're power mad. They're just full of rage and they want to stay in power. Well, not anymore. 80 is the movement that's going to stop the Washington madness. 2 terms. The president only gets 2 terms, and so do the senators, the congressmen, the mayors, the governors, the city council. Yeah, term limits imposed by you. We don't have to have a vote. It doesn't have to be an amendment to the Constitution. You can implement term limits. Like that? Here's how you do it. 2 and you're through. 2 and you're through. I'm going to say it again. 2 and you're through. You only get 2 terms. No one in the 80 movement will vote for anyone who's running for a third term. I don't care if you're good. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're Hispanic. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're an independent. I don't care if you're Asian. I don't care what kind of American you are. Two, and you're through. That's how we implement term limits. We refuse to vote for incumbents. Refuse. We only endorse people with the 4 basic qualities, concepts, and beliefs. They believe in a strong, safe America. They believe in fiscal responsibility. They believe in equality and justice for all. They have to. And they have to believe in protection. Not from just foreign threats, but domestic as well. They believe that Americans should be able to walk down the street and not be beaten by a group of thugs, hoodlums, young people, old people, foreign people, domestic people. We want protection. I want my wife to be able to walk to a store without putting a gun in her purse. If I own a shop, I want my shop to be open and for people not to come in it and break my cases and steal everything out of it. Is that so far-fetched? We want protection and safety at home and abroad. Those are basic things. Those are the people we're going to endorse. Those are the people we're going to replace the incumbents with. I know it's ambitious, but you can do it because we, the people, are the most powerful 3 words ever uttered in a government document. Most powerful 3 words ever written when it comes to government of a human group of people. We, the people. We, the people, have a certain wisdom. Now, we can take a poll. You can chime in on a comment. How many of you would have voted to raise our deficit to $34 trillion? How many of you can take a pen and pencil right now and write down 34 trillion and know how many zeros goes in it? How many of you would have sent your brothers and sons to Vietnam to die and then pulled them out and didn't achieve anything? How many of you would have voted to send $1 trillion to the Middle East to fight wars, and then after the Middle East wars were over, the Middle East was more deranged, more out of control, more lawlessness, less democracy. Iran is stronger. ISIS is running wild. After we spent $1 trillion of our money, the body parts and limbs of so many young men right now are still carrying that burden. How many of you would have voted for that? See, there's a certain wisdom in the crowd. And we're going to impose our wisdom on Washington, D.C., and we're going to get rid of all of these senators and House of Representative people who have 2 terms, who are seeking a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th term. I mean, look at Joe Biden. He should have been gone a long time ago. Mitch McConnell, freezing. He should have been gone a long time ago. See, I don't care about Democrats or Republicans. I don't forget them. You know, we need to start calling ourselves correctocrats. We want the correct policy for our nation. Yeah, I think I like that. Correctocrats. 80, a bunch of correctocrats. We don't care about your club. If you want to vote for a Democrat with some sense. If you want to vote for a Republican, vote for a Republican with some sense. Somebody who's going to enforce those basic fundamental principles that a government official should embrace. Vote for that guy, that gal, that person. And then we'll see some difference. If we don't see any difference, it's your fault. We the people. There should be 50 million AETI members. The movement. Get about 50 million Americans who want term limits join AETI and stop voting for incumbents. Voila! You have term limits. It didn't take a constitutional amendment. It only took your will. I'll see you next time, and we'll talk about some more Looney Tune government officials.